Hello, my precious wandering souls! Welcome back to Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. It's been a couple days. I'm sorry about that. Adult life is a mess. So, last episode, oh yeah, we accused Detective Adme of being the culprit, like not only in the Mask case, but in the Cain Bullard case. And now we're bringing him to our courtroom. He was actually he had his trial right next door, like next to our trial. But now we are trying him for the murder of Cain Bullard. So let's see how it goes. I'm not sure if this is the last episode in this case. We'll see. October 14, 12:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. My sis? I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice. So then, she's still alive, inside your heart. Aww. Oh, Nicky boy! Oh, Miss Light. Is it true the detective is the real killer? Seems like it, yeah. To be honest, we don't have any definite proof. But he's the only one who could have done it. But wasn't he a lovely tailor that night? Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Adme want to kill Cain Bullard? Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. I need to find some solid proof. And it's gonna happen sooner rather than later. We're screwed. October 14, 12:21 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 6. Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Look at me, please take the stand. Okay. Well, how do you do, sir lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly. I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Now then, who have been giving you your perfect alibi? An alibi in the name of Mask the Mask. I'm sorry, I'm afraid even the great Look at me has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here. You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Been tried as Mask the Mask. Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this dread diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example. I thought it was a ruby. So you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Mask the Mask. Of course. Very well then, look at me. Let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Cain Bullard was murdered. Where were you at the time? One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should since be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge. Thanks. Alright, Mr. Adme. The night of the murder. Speak. We're all ears. As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. The alibi. Okay. I was still in the urn as Mask the Mask just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare, It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Master Mask was the same time as the murder. It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene. Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well. Even the great Master Mask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, no, I have a verdict to receive. You're very happy about the verdict. Unfortunately, Mr. Atme, we'll still have to do your cross-examination. A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool. What are you, Francisca? I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick. The only thing that's full of it is his alibi. Okay. What's in the end? Just as an outside one. More than enough time. I'm not sure. Maybe here? About the camera that took this photograph. Oh, come now. It's all too clear what you're thinking. Huh? You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you? Yeah. Actually, that was exactly what I was thinking. I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lord Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lord Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered. Drat! I see. It looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious. So this alibi is false? It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security. But I'm not really spotting anything unusual. There are two possibilities. Either the Master Mask in the photo is a fake, or the photo itself is. Hold on a second. I was still in the air, just like I announced. Maybe here? I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point. That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card to Lord Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right? Indeed, there was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target. I see, you truly are evil, aren't you? Yes, evil is what I am. Hey Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Huh? Detective Admin was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lord Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he had no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. You know, that's true. It is kind of odd. It contains no words when the case one turned out to be my witness. Hold it? I guess? So, by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here, is that correct? Indeed it is! That's it! That is it! The very thing that proves I committed the crime. The very thing that proves you committed the crime. Surely even you understand by now. Lord Taylor provided that camera. There's no way I could have tampered with it. That means I could not have killed Cain Bullard unless I had an accomplice. Come on, think long and hard about that night. the basement warehouse, and this picture was supposedly that supposedly captures it. It's got to be here. Isn't there something funny about this picture? Oh! Oh, wait! Of course! Are you implying that this picture is a fake? You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night, before the theft took place. And there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night. Very well, let's hear what you have to say. What about these photographs do you find funny? The paint, right? It's paint.
Take that!
Yeah. The funny part is right here. Why, this is a blood stain. No, Your Honor, it's Danganronpa blood, but that's not the point right now. Oh, blood! No, this case is getting interesting. Your Honor, not exactly. This stain is actually pink paint. Oh, just paint. And peach color at that. No, actually not peach colored. From blood to peaches, the judge sure loves going on his wild tangents. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse. It turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen. Oh, I think he just realized it. Well, Mr. Wright, what is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains? Is the statue, right?
Take that!
Aha! The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. Uh-huh. I realized the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there the night that theft took place and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then the statue should have been in there.
Objection.
For some reason I can't talk. But when I went there, the day after the theft, the statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner. Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally. I don't think so. Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move in that distance. It's a huge statue. I don't think that's possible. Huh. In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why the statue was moved that night? Can you do it, Nick? Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it? Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you are prepared with your answer. Now then, who was the one who moved the golden statue on the night of the crime? It was... Look at me!
Take that!
The one who moved the statue is none other than... Look at me! Come now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again in one of your strange delusions. Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions? It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night. That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue? The reason for moving the golden statue. Here's where our battle really begins. Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move the statue? I pressed. The reason can be found here in this photograph. Got it. Look at me. You pretended to be Master Mask to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. This photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your life would be exposed like cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue. A single fatal flaw. Interesting theory. Please enlighten us. Just where in this picture does this lie exist? Right here.
Take that!
Naturally, the lie in this photo is the timestamp. What do you mean? I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Look at Me went to KB security and murdered Cain Bullard. Oh my god, I just realized that KB stands for Cain Bullard. Oh my... I'm stupid. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lonely Taylor at this time. But what does that have to do with the statue being moved? Remember, if you will, Your Honor. When was this statue placed behind the warehouse door? Well, the statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime, and it was placed there in order to cover up the paint. Exactly. Look at Me had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim, and so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place. What the? Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet. Ah! So, on the day of the crime, Mr. Atme must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Look at Me had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in this photo. Wah! Order! Mr. Ratby, is this true? One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this? What's that? The data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime.
Objection!
It's true that the camera had been set up by the Lonely Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data. Order! Mr. Godot, what is the meaning of this? Godot, I warned you now about making me wait. Now put that coffee down. My 11th God. I promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial. Which means I'm still good till the last drop. However, the defense has a very good point. A good point? So what? We are all but travelers on a road of infinite points. I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points. So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. That's a very interesting idea. However, there is one point that can't be denied, which is... that's 12. That is only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams. That's very true. No way, don't fall for that, Your Honor. Hey, Mr. Damask. Yes? If there's no funny business in your actions as Master Mask, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So let's hear it. Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn. Hmm. Okay, the Sacred Urn heist. I first received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box and Svari! It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the date of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. I think I remember something about the urn actually being worthless, but sure. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 AM on October 12th. That's pretty much all stuff we've heard before, isn't it? Yeah, but we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave. Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time? Svari! Is that a yes? Very well, then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Hold on a second, because I think I know exactly what the problem is here. Oh! Okay! Oh! You're so screwed! Oh man, you're screwed!
Objection!
I know. Oh, he's screwed. Mr. Admi, if you really are Master Mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course. Is there a problem with that calling card? Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Master Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now, the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn. But, we know the urn wasn't like that before. Because it was because of Adrian. Yes, that is true. But so what? Truth be told, there is no way that Master Mask could have known about this pattern. What do you mean? This pink spot pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains. Paint stains! And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lordly Taylor. Ugh. I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Wright. The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error, or should I say, an error from a human. Ah, it's mean. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn. Ugh, you can't be serious. And yet, this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means Detective Admi had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. Fool! And because this photo is a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water. Wah, 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 wah. Oh, Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself? Alright, that did it. He's broken. Don't celebrate too soon, Phoenix. Nick? I think it's still a little early for a victory pose. Yep. Huh? Huh. It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days. Conviction, you say? Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was Master Mask. And now we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being at that fickle? That's a good point. No way! Don't fall for that too, Your Honor! Come on, Mr. Judge! You say that Look At Me was the one who killed Cain Bullard. Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that? An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright, motive. Might you my merry murderer's motive manifest? Nick, he's getting his second wind. If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Run the Light, as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for murder. The only one with any motive we've seen is Run the Light. Isn't that right, Detective? Indeed. According to my own research, the boy's motive is clear. Without a motive, it's clearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were. I'd be honored to, Sir Old-Timer. They're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance. Motive for murder. Look At Me had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever. Cain Bullard decided to investigate Master Mask and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Run the Light. And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is Master Mask. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Cain Bullard. Truly a tragedy. So the victim, Cain Bullard, blackmailed the defendant. This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. And handwriting test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter. What? Can I check that one more time, please? Wait! If you don't, I'll take that red diamond you received the other day instead. Isn't that kind of weird? I remember something about Admi saying something about that red diamond, but we know that Ron doesn't have one. Very well, Mr. Wright. Begin your cross-examination. I think I know. Okay. No. Here.
Objection!
Right? Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Admi? Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's alright. When you said that this letter was addressed to Run the Light, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Contradiction? I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that. You don't want to talk. At times like this, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Oh, you wanna throw down? Nah, Phoenix would probably get destroyed by Golo. Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior? How much older is he? Okay, we don't even know his age. Oh, alright. Indeed, time to man up, Mr. Wright. You guys, show us the contradicting evidence in the content of the blackmail letter. might be this. I think it's this. Right? Let's try.
Take that!
Yeah, okay, good. Take a good look at this newspaper clipping. Huh? It contains a picture of the Tear of Emanon, the stolen jewel. What about it? The problem is this jewel's color. Color? I'm not much for discussing color myself. According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day. Red? Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the Tear of Emanon that Master Mask stole at all.
Objection!
And your point is, Mr. Wright? So, you are trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else. That is what you're trying to say, right, Wright? That is what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright? Well, that is what you're trying to say, right, Nick? Can you guys stop repeating the same sentence? Yes. This is who Cain Bular was actually blackmailing. Me! No. Look at me.
Take that!
Uh-huh. Yep. Naturally, it was you, Detective Adme. Do you have some sort of basis for that claim? You have been personally involved in every single Master Mask case. And in the last case, you recovered what was stolen. And received a jewel. As your reward. A jewel. Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring. Good. That is the diamond referred to in the letter. Which means that Cain Bular wrote that letter in order to blackmail you. Ah! Order! Order in the court! Order, I say! It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Wright. Uh-oh, I don't like the way he say that. Oh god, what do you have in your sleeves? Cain Bular blackmailing look at me. Are you for real? Yes, I am. Nick, come on, stand up to him! Then answer me this. The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world. Yes, it certainly does. Oh. Cain Bular threatened to make Lutatmi's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to keep a secret. So just what was that identity? Adme killed Cain Bular because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. What was the identity he wanted to keep secret? This is what it all comes down to, Nick. The identity that Luke Adme wanted to so desperately keep secret was his identity as an insect detective, Master Mask, a blackmailer. Luke Adme was a blackmailer.
Objection!
Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Cain Bular was the one blackmailing Luke Adme. Yes, Luke Adme was blackmailing Ron, and Cain Bular was blackmailing Luke Adme. Are you saying that Adme was blackmailing someone else on top of that? Yep. You have to admit that does sound a little odd. It's not odd. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Cain Bular was blackmailing Luke Adme. But Ron the Light was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So, did you start receiving the blackmail letters after this incident? Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Emanon heist. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans. Detailed plans? In which case, that would mean that Rondelite was actually Master Mask. That is what we are claiming. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Delight steal his target for him. And that someone was none other than look at me. Shh! Silence! Uh-huh. Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What is? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless, with the tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong? How did you... Phoenix! You said that I, look at me, was blackmailing Rondelite. In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Master Mask. Well, yes. Rondelite started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed that first crime. Good point. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise. In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Look at Me know that Rondelite was Master Mask? Where is it? I mean, come on! That's Ron for sure. And oh no, and he actually confirmed that, so...
Take that!
Yeah. I think I see it. See what? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of mischiefs trying to be the center of attention. What do you mean? This newspaper clipping. It has a picture of you and Rondelite in his guard uniform. It seems that Master Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a pocket. That sounds far too stupid to be true. Correct? With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figure it out, Mr. Atme. That's when you learn that under his mask, Master Mask was really Rondelite. What the? Why is he supposed to be Master Mask? Not only that, it looks like he wasn't even an ace detective. I can't believe it! He was just a slimy blackmailer! What a fraud! Trying to pass himself off as an ace detective! Why you? How dare you suppose me like that? Why I mean, I've never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective and also Master Mask. Why can't you understand that? I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That's your true identity. Why you? How dare you even dare play that? Just a little bit both of you. You're all fools, I say. No, you can compare to my genius. You're too jealous. So go on, desecrate me, commemorate me. There's easy that you can handle blackmail, murder, threats. He set up to make one laugh. He suddenly turned into freaking old wax for a moment there. It would seem we finally arrived at the real dancer. That was quite a performance by Mr. Atme. Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Atme.
Objection!
What now? The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim. What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling. Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge. You are not the judge. Oh. You don't get much more in your face than that. It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Wright. What do you... It's true that you've proven a lot of things. thinks like Look at Me was a filthy blackmailer. And that he wasn't at Lorley Taylor the night of the murder. That's right, that's why he's the one who killed Mr. Bull. But there's still one thing you have yet to prove. What's that? Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if you can prove that this pitiful excuse of a man was at KB security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered. No, no way! Order in the court. Well, Mr. Wright? This is it. This is the final round. I've got to prove that Admi was at Mr. Bullard's office on that night. But can't you really prove that? That's long enough. Mr. Wright, I want to hear your answer. That night, Look at Me was at KB security, and the defense... Can't prove it. I don't think I have anything to prove it. I can't... I can't prove it. I don't think I have the evidence. Just as I thought. But if we hear more of Detective Admin's testimony...
Objection!
Unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Wright. What do you mean? I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean. What? Have you forgotten? Look at Me's here after we interrupted his own trial. And you have failed to prove that he committed the murder. I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as Master Mask. No! Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron the Lights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness. I hate this guy so much. Order in the court. That's enough deliberation over this witness. I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is... Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence and... Nope. By then, it'll be too late. Huh? Why? Yeah. Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law. Double jeopardy? Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts. I think I explained a little bit of that in the previous episode. But yeah, there's basically that rule that if you are found guilty of something, you can be tried for the same crime, you know? So if he gets declared not guilty right now, we can't try him for murder again. And if he gets declared guilty for being Master Mask, we can't try him for that either, so... And it applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else. Mr. Adwell will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as Master Mask, which means he will be innocent as far as the murder K-Bullard is concerned. No way! The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Admi's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as K-Bullard's murderer. Someone object! Phoenix! Now there's nothing I can possibly do to win. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Look at Me, will go free. No. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. Did I lose? And as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections? Yes! Phoenix! Phoenix, wake up! Phoenix! God damn it! Then I hereby end the cross-examination of Look at Me. No!
Objection!
I think I see it. Oh! Your Honor, when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result. How did you? Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. That voice! No way! Thank God! Long time no see, Phoenix. But... Mia? This is the true power of the crime channeling technique. Oh, yeah, right. It's the first time she does that in this game. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me, but right now she's my mentor, Mia Fey. Now, let's do this. But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine. Not yet. The testimony is not over yet. What do you mean? Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. Yes, that's true, but... Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks. Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Maximus. My brother will verify that. Just as Rondelai will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness. Uh-huh. Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever. Very well, then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that all right with you, prosecutor? Is something the matter, Mr. Godot? Nothing. Oh, Sir Lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehood will do anything to me, look at... Let's hear it. Huh? It's true that the witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination. Mr. Godot, what are you... Very well then, Mr. Look at Me. Oh God, thank you, Mia. Thank you so much. I was so done for. I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks. The defense would like to hear why you declare the defendant to be the true murderer. So please, give us one last bit of testimony. Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance. Yes, Chief. Okay, let's see. The last testimony. Indeed, it is true that I was not a Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see about another pretty important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph ready. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the culprit was Rondelai. And thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. It was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail letter? The victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Svari! Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy. This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well. The witness' earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of these points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything. But of course. But how did you know about the emergency buzzer? The police investigation documents went directly through me. And I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, Sir Lawyer. Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer? I will all allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. We cannot postpone Look at Me's trial any longer. This is your last chance. Hang on a sec. Just one chance? Huh. It seems that the party is about to begin. Well, Phoenix? There isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony. So it would seem. What do you mean, so it would seem? Listen, Phoenix. Pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it. Cop number 17, the last cop. It seems like the time has come to put an end to this trial. I think maybe if I press, I have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony. And I need to point it out without presenting evidence. Which means all I can do is find the contradictory remark and press it. Remember, you only get one chance. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination. Okay. I think... Should I press? Indeed, it's true that on Taylor, I had to leave. I know about this. My present deduction. Thanks to the key card, I was also able to make a deduction. Any fingerprints. This killer sounded it. Maybe here?
Hold it!
I'm not sure. Mr. Admi, about this last remark.
Objection!
You still don't get it, do you, Wright? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement. It's the first time I press him! I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godot. What? Mr. Admi, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder. How can you say that? Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Admi? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. Is that correct? Uh-huh. Indeed, that's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof. More like your deductions prove that you're a fool. I'm sorry. Whatever do you mean? For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty. When exactly did we learn the fact that Ron Delight was dressed as Master Mask when he went to the scene of the crime? That was, it was just a few hours ago. Back when my sixth cop was looking at me with a cold stare. Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. That's right, the defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know this are those who have been watching this trial. Do you understand now, Detective Adme? There is no way that you should have known about that. Hey! You were in the next courtroom being tried as Master Mask. So then, enlighten us. Just how did you know about that piece of information? Well...
Objection!
Come on, this detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand.
Objection!
And it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. There is one and only one way for Detective Adme to have found that out. Only one! One way, you say. Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Uh-huh. For a second, my client witnessed the real killer.
Objection!
But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker. So there is no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Look at Me.
Objection!
It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head. Just what are you implying? Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight. Impossible. Uh-huh. Of course. Detective Adme, you saw Master Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Cain Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way you could have known that what Ron was wearing. Mr. Linsayan. Again, take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. That's the same line you gave yesterday. Can't you come up with a different breakdown? But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time. So, not guilty? What an awfully complicated incident. Cain Bullard was blackmailing Look at Me, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight. And upon killing his blackmailer, Look at Me tried to frame Ron Delight. He then claimed to be guilty as Master Mask in order to escape his true crime. And to that end, he came up with this plan. To use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi. Oh, it's probably wrong. At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth. Excuse me. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. That's the same... besmirching him with the title of murderer. Don't ignore me! Oh, I didn't realize you were there. Why wouldn't he be? About the verdict. I know, you never committed any murder. That's right, I'm so glad you understand that, but... I really am Master Mask! Huh? So, thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? What was it you said? Double jeopardy? Now that you mention it, I've been careless. Careless? What do you think, Mia? As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent. Then, Master Mask is really innocent? It would seem so. For now. For now? No, then, these courts find the defendant not guilty! Oh god. Boy, this is really lucky. This isn't so good after all. You see, the thing is, I still am Master Mask after all. Oh god. October 14, 3:35 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. Yay! We won! I missed Mia so much. I know we saw her in the last case, but still. You did it, Phoenix. Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days. Oh? I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of torn these days. You mean about becoming the master of the Quran challenge school? Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother. Misty Faye, right? Oh god, my controller is dying. Watch over her, will you, Phoenix? Of course. Well then, see you around. Mia. Mr. Wright. I don't know what to say. Congratulations, Mr. Delight. Thank you so much. No, wait. Nothing really matters anymore, though. Now that all this happened. Come on, just be happy already! Maya! You've been cleared of the murder charges and got out as Master Mask to boot. But in exchange, I lost everything. Your wife left you? Huh? What do you mean? Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming Master Mask. I did it all for one reason, for her. You mean your wife, Desiree? She hates criminals more than anything. Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she? She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure. So that's why you became Master Mask. Yes, but it's all over now. A broken ball can never be put back together. That's not true, right, Nick? Right. Really? Can we go back to the way things were? You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it. I can? I kind of wish you would check with me first. Mr. Delight, even if a ball is broken, there is always a way to put it back together. Yeah. Like, for example,
Take that!
the secret urn. Desi was the one who found this. Desiree, your wife, she's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. Ah, there you are. Miss Delight? You did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. I'm so happy. Thank you. I appreciate that. But, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you? Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what's going on? I had no idea you quit KB Security. I never imagined that you were really Master Mask either. Miss Delight, what are you going to do now that you know? You're not going to really leave him, are you? Come on, it's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast that there's no way he could ever get away. But didn't you say that you hated criminals? Hmm? Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective. I see. My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them, like a man. You just love a man who's so chivalrous. Chivalrous? I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement. Desi! Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you? Aww. Nicky boy? Yes? I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us. Oh, well, take care of yourself. You too, Nicky boy. Uh-huh. I can feel my face going red. Oh god. Pearl, please don't come in right now. Oh god. Mr. Nick! Mr. Maya! Congratulations! Talk about bad timing. Mr. Nick, how could you? With another man's wife in front of Mr. Maya! No, I never forgive you! Never, ever! Her tiny arms just caused so much damage. So just as the case came to a close, so too did my consciousness. Ron said a broken ball can never be put back together. But I know that's not true. I mean, just look. Aww. Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together even better than before. You know, the pink splotches. Episode 2, The Start and Turnabout. The end. Oh god, this episode. You know what? I've been recording for a while now. I will stop recording for now. I hope you liked it. If you did, maybe consider liking and subscribing. And I'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye.